Okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you, sir. So you should be able to arrange another array of data in ordered form. Prepare frequency distributions for both grouped and ungrouped data. So we're going to be seeing what they mean by group data. We also look at what they mean by ungrouped data. And then prepare frequency distribution for them. That's why we have our board, because tonight is going to be a long one. Then we'll have construct relative frequency. Okay, cumulative relative frequency. Relative frequency is 1. There's a cumulative relative. So you will use what you have done here, create this one. Okay, and you do it, you apply it for both the group and ungroup. Okay. Oh, God. Just imagining the kind of figure computation. So this one, you need to get your calculator ready, so that I'm not even sure if I have installed calculator on this system. I'll check if I have one. Now, introduction. You learned the method of collecting data in the previous unit. Now, in the first unit, you have learned that statistics is a scientific method of collecting, summarizing, classifying, analyzing, and presenting information in such a way that we can have a thorough understanding of the reality the information presents. So, statistics, that tend to take us back, is a scientific method of collecting, summarizing, classifying, analyzing, and presenting information in such a way that we can have a thorough understanding of the reality of the information passed. Then, from this definition of statistics, summarizing the data is very important to the analysis of the data. You will learn in this unit how to arrange the mass of unordered arrays of mass of data in such a way that detailed analysis can be performed. So, so what they are trying to tell us that in this particular class, you are going to be learning how to arrange mass of unordered array of what data, because they have already talked about what information. I know information is like a processed data. Okay, so before you can be able to work on any information and present it well, there's a need for you to sort data. Okay, you can see they say that from this definition, statistics summarizing the data is very important to the analysis of the data. So you need to summarize and analyze data for you to get the information you are going to work you're going to apply all these things to. Okay. Now, in most cases, the data can be quite plenty. It could be huge. It could be unordered. When I say unordered, it might be poorly arranged. So it is your work to sort everything out. So we have ordered array. All right. First, we are going to look at ordered, and then we say that data can be unordered. It can be ordered. It could be, many things. Now, when data are collected, they are collected in such a way that there is no particular arrangement of the values. If I want to collect our age, okay, I want to get our age, I will not be looking at our faces to do it. I'll just tell you, okay, you, how old are you? I'll write. You, how old are you? I'll write. Okay, it is maybe when I've finished collecting the data, I cannot be able to look at it very well and say, okay, this person is actually the oldest, this person is actually the youngest, and stuff like that. So when you are collecting data, it always comes in anyhow, okay? Because you getting the information, you don't know You may know, but in most cases you may not even know the peculiarities of the source of information. Okay. And then the information that is being collected may actually be a misfit for the purpose of the people or event it is being collected for. That is why we always have this unordered array. Okay. Now, this unordered array of values does not facilitate the process of what analyzing. Yeah, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can we mute ourselves, please? So it does not facilitate the process. The data must be arranged either in ascending or descending order, okay, so as to facilitate the analysis. What I'm saying here is that until you arrange the data, you cannot analyze it, okay? Until you arrange the data, you cannot analyze it. So that is why it's always good for us to learn how to arrange data. And you can arrange data in both what ascending or descending order. So before I progress, when we say ascending, who can tell me what it means?
It means to arrange from the biggest. From the smallest to the biggest.
Yes, from the smallest to the biggest. And the descending means to come down from the smallest. Please, can we meet us? Mr. Rafiu, can you meet yourself?
Yeah, my name is Rafiu Lamino. I'm a student of, I'm studying economics, 111.
No, I know, no problem. Just meet yourself.
Okay, I should mute myself.
Good boy. All right, now, here's an example. Suppose the ages of 20 people in a class or in a school are as follows. These are 20 people. This is their age. So one is 6, one is 8, one is 10, one is 11, different age, 12, 9, 8, so on and so forth. So that's the age, different age grades, different age for different people. And there are 20 of them. Now, if you look at this, it can be very, very confusing. Miss Gloria, can you mute yourself? So, as I was saying, now all these numbers there is telling us what different age, and it should be 20. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 names. Now a look through the value shows no order, so there is no pattern of arrangement. An ordered form of the values shows the following. So here they now arrange it properly. So we have 1, 2, which is the lowest. Okay. So here we first identify the lowest and the highest value. So look around, you will see 10 is here, 11 is here, which is greater. We have 12, which is the highest so far. 12 again, digest it. Now begin to rearrange it. Pick 5, pick 5, pick 6, pick 6. Then 7, 7 is 2, 8, 8, 8. You arrange them accordingly. So in this case, you arrange what kind of arrangement is this? So this one is was ascending from the smallest to the biggest. So here they told us what data arranged in this form has a number of advantages over raw data. So I'm going to invite one of us to read for us. Okay, so Miss Gloria, can read for us. Let's discuss.
The data arranged in this form has a number of advantages over the raw data. One, we can quickly know the lowest and the highest value in the data. Two, we can easily divide data into sections. Three, we can see whether any value appears more than one array. Four, we can observe the distance between succeeding values in data.
Hello. So if you look at this one now, this second one, you can be able to spot the lowest and the highest. Then here you can easily divide the data into you can divide it into sections. Okay. So maybe group of 5, group of 6, group of 7. Or you can divide it into 2. How? That's all that means that it can easily be divided by the data into section. We can easily do that. Then we can also see whether any value appear more than once in the array. So here we can be able to see easily. Unlike above, it was difficult for us to see. And we can observe the distance between succeeding values in the data. All right. So let's move on. Frequency distribution. Hope we are not sleeping.
You're not sleeping.
An ordered array of data does not sufficiently summarize the data. So after you must have arranged it properly, that does not mean you are done. The data can be further summarized by preparing the frequency distribution for the data. A frequency distribution is a table showing the value of the data and the number of occurrence of each values. Okay. So what I'm saying in essence is that every item, okay, in that table will be identified, and the number of occurrences of each of them will be what? Given. Now we have an example. For the data in example, exercise 3.1 above, present the frequency distribution for the values. The values will be represented by xi, which is this, and the frequency is represented by fi, which is this. So what this means is that 0 appears twice, 1 appears 3, 2 appears 5. All right. Now, frequency distribution of groups data. First, when we say group data, what does that mean? Can anybody try? Can we try? When we hear group data, what does it mean? Okay, so we have group data. Okay, in a group data, do you understand? Data is formed by aggregating individual observation, all right, of a variable into groups. So if you look at the example they're going to give us, you will see different observation standing on its own are being grouped together. Okay, we are being merged together. So I'm going to show us, let me scroll up a bit. So something like this now. Something like this can be grouped. Can group to maybe 5 to 6, 7 to 8, 9 to 10, 11 to 12. You know, in this case, this one is just ungrouped. But if it was to be grouped, that's what we're going to do. You match them together so that we have more than one value standing within the words. Hello?
Hi.
Yes, so you have more than one value. So you can have more than one value standing in each group. Now let's look at an example. So they said that there are only 7 values from that example that we were given, I believe. In situations where the values are in thousands or millions, it may be difficult to analyze the values if they are not grouped. So we use group when we have a lot of values. For many of the sophisticated analysis, we need to group the data before analysis continues or commences. We therefore group the data into class interval. So we've seen what they mean by class intervals. Okay. Then let's see class interval. They say that class intervals are defined as contiguous non-overlapping intervals. So non-overlapping means that you are never in any confusion over members, okay, of each interval, because they don't really no matter item, no individual will be in 2 intervals. Okay. So overlapping intervals selected in such a way that they are mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive. So they are what? Mutually exclusive. Mutually exclusive is a term we hear a lot when we are doing probability. Okay. I don't know how many of us that have heard it before. But, when we say something is mutually exclusive, that is something that 2 things that can never occur together. Okay. So this particular intervals cannot have the same elements at the same time and given the same situation. So that's why I say they are mutually exclusive in the sense that a value is placed in one and only one class interval. The class interval could be 5 to 9, 10 to 14, 15 to 19, just that like that. Okay, it could also be 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, and so on and so forth. It may even take either form. In this unit, there will be more examples of class interval. The class should not be too few and should not be too many. Class intervals can result in a loss of much detail, while too many class intervals may not condense. Okay, so I think that is quite self-explanatory. And let's go straight to the example. So we have different individual values here. 1963, 52, 52, 41, so on and so forth. For this, we need to prepare the tallies. From the tallies, we obtain the frequency of each of the class intervals. So how do you prepare the tallies? Now, you first do what you did the other time. Look out for the highest and the lowest number. Okay. So now looking at everything from here, Good evening. So looking at everything here, okay, which number is the smallest? So on this row, the lowest number is 19.
17. We have 17.
Okay.
17.
I can see 13. So
17.
I think 13 is the smallest.
Okay, 13 is it.
13 is the smallest.
13 is the smallest.
so what's the highest?
The highest is 86. 86.
Okay, thank you. So this one is 13. So we can liken it to 10. Okay. Then we have 86. We can liken this to 90. Okay. So it means that whatever it is that we are doing has to be between 10 to 90. So we can say 10 to 20, 30, no, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, we can do it like that. And, you can use any means to spread. You can make it an interval of 5, 5, interval of 10, 10, interval of 20, 20. Okay? Do we understand?
Yes, sir.
So let's see the example, the way they did it in the course material. So in the course material, you can see they have, they did it as interval of 10, 10. Started from 11. Since the lowest figure is 13, they used 11, 11 to 20. So if you count, I counted 3 there. I counted 3 because I saw 19, I saw 13, and I saw 17. So those are the numbers that is between 11 and 20. So they just use tally 1, 2, 3, and then the frequency is 3. So the other one is 21 to 30. So 21 to 30, begin to check. I can see 25. So in this case, if you are working on it, you can use different symbols to indicate or mark them out. So that okay. So we have 25. Let's keep going. I can see 26. I can see 29. I can see 22. We're not even saying anything. So those are the ones between 20, 21 and 30. 4. So these are you keep doing it for each of them until it's completed. What you have above is the frequency or distribution of a group's data. So it has been grouped now. Now, to further summarize group data, some basic concepts are important, and they are as follows. Now, we have what they call class limits. What did I call it? Hello, are we there? Hello.
Hi.
All right, we're here.
So class limits, what does it mean? Now for any class interval, there are two class limits. We have the lower and the upper class limits. So the class limits so the upper class limits are okay, so this one here, 11, 21, 31, all of them, they are the lower class limits. Then this side, 20, 30, 40 is the what? Upper class limit. That's what they're saying there. In case you're lost. Is it clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Please come again. For more
So we
clarity.
have we are talking about groups data. Okay, so in group data, once they give you the table or the list of value, all right, you need to like look out for the highest and the lowest. Make sure you don't make any mistake. So from there, you can now have an interval. You can have interval of five numbers in between. You can have interval of 10 numbers. You can have interval of 7, depending on what the depending on what is going on. Please, can somebody help us with the link? Somebody is asking for the link of the class. So, okay. So please, that is just it. In this case now, the lowest is 13, highest is 56. You approximate it. So I have 10 and 90. So my interval can run between, because anything outside this will give me 0. Okay. Yes. So if there's no number, the highest number is 86. If I put 90 and above in my interval, that means I will have 0. You understand? So that is what they did here, and they used 10. I can use 10 to 19 as a class interval, then 20 to 29 and so on. But I can also do it this way that they did their own. Okay, 11 to 20 and so on. It's still 10. Okay, the interval between the two of them is still 10 units. And then from the class on interval that we have created, we can now have limits. So there's always two limits, upper and lower. So the smaller value, okay, in each interval is called the lower class limit. So in this case now, 81 to 90. Okay, 90 will be the upper class limit because it's higher number of value, while 81 will be the lower class limit because it's the lower value. Do we understand?
Is it hello? Is it in particular this particular interval?
Yes,
Because
for every
now we left 11 to 20 and we come to 81 to 90, and I'm seeing in that class interval 11 to 20 I'm seeing 3 max. No, then in 81 to 90 I'm seeing 2. I don't understand those two figures.
I'm talking about class limits. And this one now, the
Yes.
tally and frequency, okay. 11 to 20, how did they get this thing? How did they get the 3? They got it from this table. So 19 is between 11 to 30, 11 to 20, that is 1. 17 is also part of them, 2. And then 13, 3. That's how they got it. Then for the second one, 20 to 30, you can see 25 is within that range, 26 is within that range, 22 is within that range, 24 is within that range. That's how they got this 4. So this should be 4, not 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This one should be 4. It's topographical error. Okay. Unless there's anyone who will not speak to, have to check. Okay, there is one here. This one is here. That is so. In that case, this tally should be like this. Okay, if it is 5, it should be like this. Then that's how you keep doing it. 35, 21, 31 to 40. Let's begin to check. Okay. So 31. This one is there. 33, 31, and 36, 38, 35. So someone is not even counting. Why are we not counting? Let's start fresh. Everybody, let's go.
5 now. 5. We're done 5.
1,
5.
2,
It's 5.
3,
3.
4, 5,
5. 5.
5, 6,
32 down.
7,
32 is among
8.
8. So let's check what they have there. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's how you keep doing it. At the end of the day, when you count everything, it will give you the total. So how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 50. Okay. So if you calculate everything in the frequency, it must give you back 50, take you back to 50. So 3 plus 5 is what?
It's 8, you know.
8.
Then 8 plus 8.
16.
16 plus 11.
27.
Huh?
27.
27.
27. 27 plus 10.
37.
7,
37 plus 7.
44.
42.
44.
44.
Okay, plus 7.
44.
44. Plus 4. 48. Plus 2.
Plus 4.
Plus 4.
44. I thought it was 7.
50.
So you can see that if you add everything together, it will still give you 50.
It's 50.
Right? So that hence we are correct then. So class limits. So from what we have seen now, I think you now understand everything. Mr. Sonny, do you? Do you understand?
I don't. Sorry. This 50, is it what? Is it the total frequency or what?
Yeah, that's the total now. This, how many? All this is what this is the table. Everything we are working with this table, and this is the number. They even said there 50 students. So we have already sorted it out. At the end of the day, you must get 50. If it's not 50, then you know to get it right. The frequency must be 50 because it is 50 question.
Okay, 50 is the frequency of the intervals, right?
No, 50 is the total frequency. Like total number of value. 50 is the question said 50 students. So we are just trying to check to see if we are correct. If by the time you finish spreading it accordingly and
Okay.
you add it together 50, okay, or even if it's not 50, the total figure is supposed to be, what you got is different, then you are wrong.
Okay, let's continue. Maybe it's okay.
So let's now move on to class intervals and the class limits. Having seen interval, let's go forward to class. Miss Glory, do you have any question?
Let's continue.
I do not understand the class limit.
No, the class what? The class what, man?
Interval.
The class limit. The class limit.
Okay, so the class limit is once you have done the interval, okay, the lower value in the interval is the class lower interval. So it's the lower limit. Like this is the interval, right? For example, it's 1 to 90, 71 to 80, 61 to 70. So all these ones that are the smaller ones, the ones by this side, sorry, um, all these ones, yeah. All these ones, they are the class lower class limits. Why the ones that are by this side, okay, are the upper class limits. Okay. So they say for any class interval, there are two class limits, the lower and the upper class limits. So they now give us an example. And they say that the lower limits are, you can see where it's listed. Okay. And then you can see the upper. The other ones, as I explained, the bigger figures. Is that clear? Is that clear, please?
It's cleared now.
Thank God. Okay. Now, class boundary. Now, for any class interval, there are two class boundaries. The lower class boundary, and then we have the higher class boundary. Very, very important that you know this. Okay? So they say, let us compute the lower class boundary of interval 11 to 20. So the lower class boundary, how do you get that? And how do you then get the higher class boundary? Now, the lower class limit of the class interval is 11, and the upper class limit of the preceding class interval is supposed to be 10.
Is
So
it
the
not
lower class
20?
boundary of the two intervals is therefore. No, they say preceding. They say preceding. For instance, now, if we this one is the lower, this 11 is the lower class interval here. If we were to have a class interval before 11 to 20, what will it be? If we were to have an interval before 11 to 20 using the same scale, what will it be?
It will be 10.
1 to 10.
Very good. It will be 1 to 10. So that 10 is the what is the higher class, upper class limit for the preceding interval. So you pick that 10, then I pick the lower class limit here 11. That's what they did here. So you now have 10 plus 11, which is 20. 21 divided by 2 give you 10.5. So that'll be the lower class boundary. Okay. So these are all the lower class boundaries. 10.5, 20.5, 30.5, so on and so forth.
Please, how did they get those figures?
I'm going to, okay, I'll come back again to that. So we have let me use the one that we can see on the screen. This first one might be confusing. So if I want to create the class boundary now from this number, let me start from here. So I'm going to open the board, whiteboard. So the class limit is 21 to 30. Okay, now this is the lower class limit. So you write it out, 21 plus, you find it what the higher or upper class limit for the preceding interval. So in this case, the preceding interval is what? 11 to 20, and 20 is a higher class limit here. So you just say 21 plus 20, which is equals to 41. When you divide it by 2, you will have 20.
20.5.
Yes. So here, the lower class boundary is 20.5. So that is how they keep solving for everyone. That is how they got all the figures. So if you look at it very well, all these figures you see here, all these figures you see here, okay, they were gotten that way, right? The lower class, the lower class limit plus the higher class limit of the previous interval divided by 2. That's how you keep doing it. Okay. So Mr. Sonny, now if I tell you to get me the lower class boundary, okay, for something like this, let me give you something new. So I have 20 to 29, 30 to 39, 40 to 49. Let me just stop here. And I ask you to calculate the lower class boundary for this one. Please. Oh yeah, try it. 30 seconds. And give me your answer.
Hello.
Okay.
At 4.5. Am I correct? Hello.
So what's your answer?
At 4.5. I'm correct.
At 34.5. Okay, how did you get it? Explain to me.
It's a 30 plus 39 divided
30 plus what?
30 plus 39 divided by 2.
Did another person try it?
Sir,
Did another person
sir,
ask it?
sir, that first one, is it? Can I give the answer to the first one?
I want answer to the second one.
And the
The
second
lower
one is
class limit. The
the
lower
second
class
one
boundary, rather.
is 29.5.
How did you get it?
Then that is 29 plus 30. Then I divided it by by 2. 29 plus 30. Then I divide it by divide the answer by 2, and give me
Yes.
29.5.
So it should be this way.
Something like that.
So if I want to calculate for this one now, it will be 20 plus 19. I want to calculate for this one to be what? 40 plus 39 divided by 2. That's for the lower class limit.
Yeah.
I think it's clear. Now let's move to the upper class limit.
Hello, please
Sorry, boundary, not limit.
explain that, please. Why is it why we adding diagonally?
That's the rule. That's how to do it. They said it here that if you're looking for the lower class boundary, they gave an example. They said lower class limit of the class interval involved here. Okay. Then let's us compute the lower class boundary of the interval 11 to 20. The lower class limit of the class interval is 11. So this class interval 11 to 20, the lower interval here is 11. So you pick it and then add it to the upper class limit of the preceding. The preceding means the interval before it. And I asked us if we were to have an interval before this, looking at the pattern they followed. Somebody answered it will be 1 to 10. It should be 1 to 10. Then we'll have what now? 11 to 20. Okay, and so on and so forth. So this one is lower interval here. This one is what? Higher interval here. You add the two together, divide by 2, then you get the lower class boundary. So that was what happened here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. It's very clear, sir.
Please, I know follow that. Say yes. I don't follow.
Okay.
Say yes.
All right. Miss Happiness, can you share what you understand from before we move further? Can you share what you understand? We're talking about what lower class boundary.
Are you talking? Is it me?
Yes.
what I understood this because the lower class boundary. Can you give me the table again, please? Because you use the lower class boundary to add to the previous upper class boundary.
Is it class
Like
boundary or
here,
interval? Is it interval or
interval.
boundary? Which one? Let's not confuse.
No, boundary,
We have
lower class
interval.
boundary, not the lower
Looking for
class
lower
boundary.
class boundary. That's what we are looking for.
Yes.
Is what we are looking for, right? Okay, so what do you do?
Now, if I have to substitute 21 to 30, so I'm going to use 21 to add to 20. That give me 41 divided by 2. So the lower class band will not be 20.5.
Lower for which one? For which one, Mark? 20.5 is for the first one, right? Or the
No,
second
I'm
one?
solving the second one, 20 to 30. To solve the second one.
Okay,
So I
okay.
will use the lowest 21, add it to the highest boundary of the first one. 21 plus 20 will give me 44 divided by 2. So that is 20.5. That's the lowest boundary.
Thank you. So what you're looking for, so thank you, man. So in other words, when you're looking for the boundary, okay, what you need to do is pick the lower, know the boundary of what you're looking for. Please,
Yes.
you identify the lower interval, so which is this, and then you connect it with the higher interval of the previous one. You add it together, divide by 2. The same thing, if you're looking for this one, the lower interval of this, lower boundary of this one, you connect it to the lower interval with the higher. So this is it, how to look for. So keep doing that.
Yes, it's entering small.
So this place now, we know that the boundary that should have been here should be 1 to 10. So this 11 and then this imaginary 10 that should be here. Add together, divided by 2, you get the lower class boundary. So then if you want to look for the upper class boundary, it is a bit different, but it's still following something, a pattern somehow similar. So in upper class boundary, okay, what we need is what? The so what they say that upper class boundary is the interval, of a class is the mean of the upper class limit and of the class interval and the lower class limit of the succeeding interval. So the mean of the upper class limit, so upper class limit and the lower class limit of the succeeding. So in this case now, if I want to look for the upper class boundary for this one now, I will add 20 and 21. So for the lower, I used the lower interval plus the preceding upper interval. To find the upper boundary, I will use the upper interval and the succeeding. This one is the next one. I will now come down the succeeding lower interval. So I'll add together and divide by. So when I add together and divide by 2, I will get the upper.
It's something.
It's not the same thing.
Huh?
It's just reverse.
Just reverse.
It's not. You
It's
have to
not.
reverse it.
If you reverse, but you still get the same answer now.
No. This one now, sir, look at it very well. See, the upper limit, the upper boundary, the upper boundary you are going to get here will be the lower boundary for this one. Do you understand? The upper boundary for this place will be the lower boundary for the next one. That's how it looks like if we do it very well. So by the time we solved this one, we got 10.5 here.
Then let's solve the other one.
If you say 20 plus 21, that's 41. Divide by 2, give me 20.5. You can see.
20.5.
Now, if you solve the lower boundary for this one, you will get 21 plus 20 is 41 divided by 2, 20.5. That's what I'm telling you. So the upper boundary for the one on top will be the lower boundary for the next one. So the upper boundary for this one will be what? 30 plus the smaller for the succeeding 31 to give you what? 61 divided by 2. That's what? 30.5. Okay. If I solve this one is 31 plus the upper the preceding upper 61 divided by 2, 30.5. So you can see how it looks like. So it goes like in a kind of zigzag.
But we're still getting the same answer now. I mean, the same answer we're getting.
These ones are the lower. These ones are the upper. Are they the same? This one is 10.5. This one is 20.5. 20.5, 30.5, 30.5. This one will be 40.5. They are different, sir.
Okay.
Are we grabbing?
Okay. Yes.
Please, tomorrow I need to see our presentations in our group, because this one is not the course we just do one off and then go and rest. We need to be practicing it every day, because the thing is very simple to understand, but you can make little mistakes. That's why we need to be practicing it regularly so that we can master it. Okay. So if by yourself now you can complete the table.
Why don't you boss? Hello, the boss.
Can we complete the table?
The boss, please. The upper class.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. The upper class limit is not clear yet.
Good evening. No, this one is class boundaries, not class limits.
Okay, so that means this one is clear. The class limit is clear, but the other one you just explained now is not clear, please.
Hello? Are we still live?
Yes, we are with you.
We are live.
Are we still live, please?
We are
yes,
live.
we are live.
Okay, so Mrs. Matura, you are live. You can ask your question. I'm listening.
I said that the one you first explained is clear, but the second one explain now that I think is it the lower class limits, that one is clear. Where you said that we are going to add the upper class limit of the first one and the lower class limit of the second one and divide it into two.
That confused ways. Hold on, ma. We have class limit, we have class boundary.
Okay.
So class limit is different from
that's why I said that one is clear.
Class boundary.
I said
class limit is different. Class limit is Can you hear me? Yes, class limit is just like the two intervals. The bigger value is the upper class limit. The lower value is the lower class limit. Okay. Hello, are you there, ma?
Yes, sir. I'm with you.
So if you have 50 to 59 as an interval, okay, 50 is the upper class limit. Is the lower class limit, sorry, while 59 is the upper class limit. So this one does not need any calculation, just for you to know which one is the smaller and which one is the bigger in the interval. But when it comes to class boundary, you need to work. And what work do you work? If it is lower interval you're looking for, lower boundary, sorry, if it's lower class boundary, you will add the lower class limit for the particular interval you're working on with the upper class limit for the preceding interval. Divide your answer by 2. You will get the lower class boundary. If you want to look for the upper class boundary, okay, you add the upper class limit for the interval you're looking for with the lower class limit for the preceding interval. Then divide by 2. You get your upper class boundary.
Okay. Thank you. It's clear.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yes.
So now,
Mr. Sonny, how far, sir? He made what, ma?
The tally. In the tally, do you understand now? The block, the tally block. How are we going to represent it?
The tally is just the tally. The tally is from the table you are giving. So here now, 11 to 20, we counted it. This one is 19. It's between 11 and to 20. 13 is between 11 to 20. 17 is between 11 to 20. That's why we got 3. So every time the tally is to help you. So once you see any value that enters within an unit, you indicate it with what? 1. So as I saw 19 now, I'll put 1. As I see 17, I'll put 1. As I see 13, I'll put 1. Then I'll count 1, 2, 3. I'll write it out as 3. The same thing here. But in tally, once it gets to 5, once you make 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth one will cross out, making it a bunch. Okay, so you write your 5. If it is more than 5, you represent it that same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the other one, you write it out. So in this case now, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 2. Then 1, 11. So this one is 10, right? So 5, 5, 10. So they made mistake in that aspect. This one is 5.
I'm seeing 4.
Plus 2. Sir?
I'm seeing 4. Yeah, 4 plus 2. Is my eye deceiving me? 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
This one is 4.
No.
This one is 4, so you leave it like that. They are correct. This one is 2.
Okay, this one. What
it is 5. This one is not correct. It's supposed to be 5, not 4.
Okay.
As I'm correcting it, I'm telling you, your note, you can correct it. Supposed to that should be a horizontal bar to cross. Anytime you have 5, the fifth stroke will cross every other part. It will not stand vertically.
Okay.
Are we good?
There we go. Statistics.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
Statistics they play. It's not a child's play. It's a very serious course. People that go to school to study it as a course, go in the university, they are trying. And some people will study with economy itself. I'll be like, you have brain the hot though. So all these things here is what I've already done. Let's do one more and I'll give us assignments and we rest. So I'm done with
The brain
class boundary.
has you sleep. We're working it.
So let's finish. We're going to end the class with class. So we're going to end the class. We're going to end the class with the class width. So the class width is what this is the difference between upper and lower what class boundaries. Okay. So not class limit, class boundary. For example, the class width for all the classes is 10. Because if you subtract, if you subtract them 20.5 minus 10.5, 30.5 minus 10.5, everything to see the class width is 2.5 minus 10.5. It gave us 10. It is not 20 minus 11, no. So please, all this mic is not muted. Let's unmute, please, so we can hear, because most of us will see make use of this replace. So let's mute. So when we have class width is class boundary. So if your class boundary is not correct, you will not get it right. And is the same thing. If you solve the class boundary for all the if you solve the class width on all the class boundary, you get the same figure. If you're getting different figure, that means you not construct your class boundary very, very well. Then class mark, this is the mean of the upper and lower class boundaries. So when you add, the other one is difference. That means you minus one is mean. Mean means you add the two together, divide by 2. So this one now is a class boundary. 10.5 plus 20.5 give us 15. Will give us 31. Okay, divide by 2. You get 15.5. It can also be the mean of the lower and upper class limit. So you can solve it either ways. You can use the class limit to solve it. So here 11 plus 20 gave us what? 31 divided by 2 gave us 15.5. But you can't do that for class width, or else you get something different. Because 20 minus 11, the above is 9, not 10. Now, for classes in example 3.2, we have the following as class width. Okay, so that is all the class width. And there is need to summarize what we have done so far into class limits, class boundary, class marks, and class width. So you can now prepare a new table to show all this. So look at what it's going to look like. So class limits, okay, the first one. Then we have the class boundaries. We have class marks, and then class width. So all these are talking about group data. So when we come next time, we're going to look at what relative frequency will now start. So this is what we're going to now look at ungrouped data. So does anybody have any question for now?
The boss, this last class is you're rushing it. I don't know where we're rushing to, but I didn't get it to maybe when you come next
And
time.
that class with how is it 10, 10, 10, 10?
Oh.
And let's solve it now. Let's solve it. So, oh yeah, this one is 20.5, right? 20.5. Minus 10.5. 5 minus 5 is what?
That equals to 10.0.
It's 10 now. It's equal to 10, but where do you get that 20.5 and 10.5? Where did you get them? On the moon?
Which one?
This
Which
20.5,
one?
10.5. Where did you get them?
That's the class boundary now. The class boundary we solved above. The class boundary that we solved here. This class boundary that we solved. That we were moving diagonally.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So that's what we do it there. We did there. Any question?
But hello, I'm saying 10.5 minus 20.5. It's supposed to be minus 1, no? Or minus 10.
No,
10.5.
we don't, in class with what they look at is the magnitude. Last semester, I don't know if you were there when we did this when MTH 106, when we did absolute value. Is the absolute value that you are using, not, they don't recognize a minus. It's the absolute value they want. So it is not, they presented it as 10.52. So this is not like 10.5 minus 20.5. This is 10.5 to 20.5. Okay, as a normal class boundary. So, but when you are solving it as
okay,
it will be 20.5 then minus.
Okay, it's 10.5 to 20.5. Okay, not minus.
Yes, not 10.5 minus. Yes.
Okay.
Sir.
Anything else?
Sir,
Yes, you're live.
The frequency marks, they are not
Hello,
added to the
Davis.
table.
Hello.
Should we add it to
Yes,
the table?
you're live.
This class suite, we are making use of the class boundaries. That is the difference between the lower class boundary and the upper class boundary. But on its class intervals is written. I think
Class, where is the class interval? You don't understand. They said it's not class interval you used. It's class boundary. But you can use class interval for class marks if you want to.
If the frequency is not among the table anymore, should we exempt it or we add it to the table if we are to do our own?
It depends on how. It depends on what they ask you. The question. Depend on the question. What they ask you to. So this one is not like that. It's not like they're answering any question. They're just explaining all these things to us. So if your question needs you to put it, fine. Okay. So this one now, they answer this question here. All right. The question told them to look at what the question said. Hey. So the question told them to, he said, the computer said don't tire. So for this, he said we need to prepare the tallies. From the tallies, you obtain the frequency of each interval. Let's even said. So the example made it clear that they are trying to show you tallies and frequency. Okay. So if the question, they are telling you calculate interval, calculate this one, show this, they told you what I'm going to do. Then when you are plotting your table, when you are constructing it, you know what the headings to use.
Okay.
So they're just trying to explain all those things, and they're making reference to this particular example here.
Example.
This table, they're not. It's not like they're still solving this question. No, that's why we're not seeing it on the table. We're not seeing it on the table anymore.
Okay, sir.
Your question. Have I answered your question?
Please, divorce. Hello.
Okay, you're live.
I want to ask a question, but not pertaining to any of our courses. My school email. I've been trying to open it, but it's telling me forgot password as one password.
If you forgot password, remember the password.
I can't say that I've opened it before.
You have opened it before.
I don't know.
I don't understand. How we know? Have you not? It's not your mail. Have you not been opening it?
I don't know. I can't say that I've opened it before.
Do you have is there anybody doing your work for you, like maybe your TMA and stuff like that?
No, nobody. I'm doing my things by myself. In fact, nobody know my distance. My school as a registration number.
And then there's no how now, because I mean that maybe there are people that are helping you with things that have access to your portal, your information. You might be seeing that maybe they're the one that is. If there's anybody that's opening out, what are people opening to your mail for? There's nothing there. Nobody, even student, even if they open it, what is there? IST you will see in that places. Maybe there's any news, or you pay your school fees. What they should call it, the slid or send. So nobody, even students, I used to open students, or people used to send my email for my open. It's not like your personal email, like maybe they're sending your bank anything, just any something school. And what they will send to school is not even sensitive things like that. So why would you want to open it to do anything? It is you that forgot the password. So just try to check and remember. And if you forget password in that now this thing, you're on your own, because the mail is like is an internal mail. If it is school, there's someone in the school that controls it. So it's not like a direct mail you created. If you forgot password, that Gmail will respond. So now I've already disabled changing of password on it. So if you forget your password, you need to go and start lighting let up and down, start locating the administrator. I don't know. So that one I don't know how to go about it. So I tell people before you open, that's why most students don't put difficult password there. If anything now, don't need to put difficult password on there. I don't know what is people's problem. Someone told me help her to pay her school fees. Send the money. The money has been in my account like since how many weeks now? I can't pay it because the password. What is your password? She will write one logged in, betty@clinicoclinicoclinic.com. I was like, only passwords for your email. That some people are using just 111 222. You now wrote a piece too. Now the thing is not opening. Who is going to? And the email now, if she does forget password, if she does forget password and they send it to her mail.
Is it the same email that we used to pay? Because I did my registration, no problem, nothing. Even my school portal, everything is opening.
See that email, you must open it though, because if you are paying, how did you pay your school fees? Did you pay your school fees? Did you go to the bank and pay?
No, I did it on my system.
On your system, you pay.
Yes.
You use your bank. You pay through your bank.
Yes, I pay through my bank. Generate the
Like,
around my.
Yes. Did you go to bank and pay?
No, I did everything at home.
So where is this? Where is the payment slip?
It's with me. I went to school to go and print it out. Everything is with me.
What you printed in the school is your what they call it course registration slip that you printed out. The slip, there's a slip.
The payment fee, my portals in the wallet fee, registration, exam registration, everything.
It's not everything. I know what I'm saying. There is a
So
slip that there's a slip that if you go if you have gone to bank to pay, there's a printout they will give you. That printout will have your matric, will have both your matric number. It will have the what they call it, the remitter code. Everything will be on it. That slip is very, very important because when you are doing your exam clearance, they will ask for it. And if they don't ask for it now, when you are doing your final year clearance, you will need to tender out because everything that those of us that their name came out for graduation, most of them that are getting it hot because all these things they will start asking for it. So and that's why they created that mail. So that in that case you can easily go to your mail and begin to search. You will see. So that your own as you pay from home, they already sent it to your mail. Okay, so if you cannot open that mail, it's a problem. It's a big problem. So you need to find a way to open it. It's very, very, very important. So, and if you have forgotten your password, you need to start writing letter to Abuja because that is where they control it. That you cannot remember the password of your email. They should help you and see how they're going to say about it. So that just it. The e-wallet printout is different from the remitter code. It's different. So when you pay and you credit the RRR, the remitter
screenshot it. That's what I used to do. Once I generate it, I screenshot it so that I can cover the number again. That's what I used to do.
All those things are all those ones are as we see what they want is after you must have paid. That slip is what to confirm that you have paid because even when you have issues like that was when I bought form for. So that form I bought, the thing was giving me challenge. So later when I went to the bank to complain, it was that form the bank gave me and they said that the money has gone, that the money went into and the federal government a bank account and there's nothing they can do about it. Okay. So that slip is very, very important. And before I pay school fees for students, I asked the student, can you log into your email? The student will tell me yes. If they say they cannot log in, it's either I don't pay that money yet, or I just find a way to create time and go to the bank. That person will pay me extra money, pay transport for me, must want to go to the bank. I'll go to the bank and pay and collect that slip from them, photocopy it and keep for that person. Anytime the person sees me face to face, I'll give it to the person. But if the person tells me that the mail can be open, okay, especially when I know that the person is not being in Lagos or we're not together, I can say no problem. I can pay for the person through my card and then they will send that thing to the person's mail. So for me, it's also a way of actually keeping me in check. So the person know that, okay, fine, they paid. That's why sometimes people will be like, the boss, I saw my email, they have sent me slip. I say, yes, that means I paid. The person, I did not do any fake something for them. So, but for the person's portal, I can send that person the what do they call it? What are they calling it itself? Registration slip and sign registration slip. That one is in your portal. But for that other one, the slip is in your mail. Okay. Except me, for some people will still tell you that they cannot open their mail. They will give you access. You open it, you see it there. You now download it and send to them. That is another way. So it should be in your mail, and that's why you need that mail. Aside from anything else, for that purpose, gone. That's why I was not care. I don't care, even the facilitation, whatever it is. I don't want to use my own piece. But that money, when I saw that my graduation time is coming, I need to start gathering everything together. I went down, open it, care. So anything that I cannot find around me, if I go to that place, I will quickly get it. So that is what I can say. Just try to open it. Check, look for the password. There should be similarities between the password you use. You should be able to trace. If it not work, Abuja Street. Because
I use two passwords. Maybe I will go and press. Thank you.
But if you normally your matric number for the first time when you're logging into the mail, the matric number is what you use as password now. So you use your matric number NO. So if you use your matric number and it's telling you changed or speak, that means the number has been changed, and that means it is you that changed it. Okay, but if that mail has not been logged in at all, once you put in your matric number as password, it's going to open, and then you can now access it.
Capital
And if you
letter
want to change
NOU
it,
also, small letter NOU.
you don't want to change it like that. Nothing is there. Has been answered. Yeah, capital letter NOU.
The two, for the two up and down.
The email. I don't even understand your question, man.
I mean the password.
Now
The
email.
password,
You will log in. You put your email. How many passwords are they asking for email again? It's not just one password.
the boss. As in, if I've not changed, assuming I'm just going in for the first time.
Yes.
So the password also.
If you're putting for the first time, if you open Gmail, okay, as if you want to log into your mail, normal Gmail, then that place they will ask for mail. They will ask a place they will ask for mail. You put the mail, that is your matric number. If it is NOU blah 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 now, okay, edu.ng. So you type it in, you say next. So when you do next, it will now tell you if they have actually created your own email, which they will have because you're a returning student. They will ask you for password. That's where if I'm not logged into that place before, you now give them your matric number as password. If you have logged in before and maybe you have changed the password, you put in the password and you log in. If they have not created an account for you, they will tell you that Google cannot find this account. That means there's no account for your matric number yet. We just wait till they create it. So that is just how to log in. Maybe it is something else you're trying to log in and you're telling us it's email. Email, that's how to log into email. It's not portal or anything. This one is email. Email on the Gmail, you go to Gmail, you put in your email. Your email is with your matric number at noun.edu.ng. Adjust it.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, for the first time, your password will be what your matric number. The matric number will be capital letter NOU. So once you enter, you can change it if you want. If you don't want to change it, you don't leave it like that.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. So I don't know. Maybe the other one you're trying to say that you have not logged into. Maybe that one is the e-learning. So e-learning is different. E-learning, if you want to log to e-learn, I don't know. People have started logging in already, just that they cannot see their current semester courses. So if he's telling you wrong password, you should be patient. If you after some time when everybody is clear that everybody's own is now opening, maybe TMA is out, everything is happening on that platform, and you can't log in, you can do change of password. So when you do change of password, it is to that your email now. That email I just told, that's where they're going to send the link for you to be able to activate your new password. So you need to log into that place and then, get it. So that is it though. Share Tigbo.
Thank you, Atibo. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah. Okay, Miss Gloria, please pray for us. Let us go to bed. Miss Glo, you don't sleep. Miss Motura, you'll pray for us then.
Seems like she has slept off.
Oh yeah, you pray.
Okay.
We don't talk the constant.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this wonderful lesson and lecture. Father, we thank you for the lecturer that gave us this knowledge. Father, by next class, let us be able to be more than this in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, we pray by next class, all what we are going to be taught, teach will go into our head in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, we pray that by next class, give us the grace to see more in the mighty name of Jesus. In Jesus' name, I pray.
Amen. 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 Good night, everyone. See you some other time.
Yes, sir.